doing?
Oh my
I
god.
don't even know what's going on.
Hi there, Taurus. Here's your weekly tarot torture. How are you? All right. If you haven't seen the Aries video, just out of curiosity, I'll remind you here. I won't remind anymore after this point, probably, if I can remember. I am a medium. So whatever information comes through, I'll let you know. If someone doesn't come through for you, that doesn't mean that they don't love you and they aren't thinking of you. Okay? I don't know how this works. All I know is I kind of start. They know that I'm ready and they will step forward if they're here. I don't think they have my phone number. All right. So also, I'll remind you that you'll hear me shuffling. I know you guys like that, but that's the way that I distract myself, basically, so that I can allow for the other part of my brain to hear whatever it is coming in. So, Taurus, I do have to tell you, someone's either pregnant by surprise, I don't think it's you, or will be relatively soon. And you may not like this. Babies just come in when they do. You know, all three of mine were planned, hyper planned. I had charts and oh my goodness, but that isn't always the way it goes. All right, if you don't hear me speaking, it's because I'm listening. I've got the name Brenda. I'm not sure if Brenda's on the other side or not. I have to wait and see what my body sensations are, okay? I just need to say the name Brenda. All right, so let's draw the cards for you. You already see the cards because you are watching the video, but I don't know what the cards are going to be yet. All right, so for the theme of the week, we've got the Two of Pentacles upright. For your challenges, we have the Hanged Man upright. We also have, for finances, the Four of Swords reverse. For romance, we have the Three of Cups upright. That's wonderful. Here they come again. Here they come again. So they're, ooh. Oh my goodness. Are you going through something? Because what flew out there was a Nine of Swords. In essence, it's my pre-shuffle, mid-shuffle. This is like pre-trib, mid-trib, post-trib. You feel like you're going through that. So the Three of Cups for romance is wonderful. For your solutions and guidance, we have the Ten of Pentacles upright. So all's well that ends well. So let's get to this. All right. I'm going to listen in to see if I get any more information about Brenda or for Brenda. Hi, Brenda. If you are here in this dimension. Let's see. Give me... This may be for Brenda, but I don't know who it is from the other side that is contacting me because I definitely have somebody here. Brenda, what about your dog? Brenda, the person visiting me here is a female. I think I've got kind of a shorter, heavier, nice lady who was quite the baker. She cooked a lot, made her own bread. She's got a lot of age spots on her hands and forearms that she's showing me. So that doesn't mean she's too far advanced in age. I think the way that I see her, she looks like she's in her 60s. I don't know her age at passing. Let's see what that is. Sun reversed. I think that she passed from cardiac arrest. And I don't mean the typical cardiac arrest like everyone's final moment. Oops. She wants to let you know that it was her choice. She chose that time. I don't know what that means. It's not that she took herself out. I think she's referring to having chosen this before she came in. And as I said in the Aries video, if I get to channeling and don't compartmentalize that, we could be here forever. So with the theme, let's see. We're going to wait and see. There's something about the ring. I don't know. She's wearing some kind of a stone ring. Like, I don't know if that's jade. I don't think it's a turquoise. She's wants me to mention the ring. But it's a stone. You know what I mean? It's not a diamond. It's not a semi-precious gem. And maybe, I don't know. She wants me to call it a stone. And it is green. It is dark. I'm not even sure that it's a jade, but it's dark. And it's an oval, and it's set in some kind of she tells me that she picked this up at a craft show. That means somebody has the ring. So let's just get to reading this. So for the theme of the week with the Two of Pentacles in the upright, the energy Taurus is all about balance with the Two of Pentacles. And honestly, that doesn't surprise me. The Two of Pentacles comes up when you're juggling more than you're letting on. It's like on the outside you look composed, but behind the scenes you're spinning plates and hoping none fall. Spirit says this week, try not to overcommit or say yes when your body is screaming no. You're being asked to find ease in the flow, not perfection and performance. I'm getting a soft nudge from that maternal spirit, possibly a grandmother who's saying you don't have to do it all today. She may not just be speaking to Brenda or about Brenda. This is for all Taurus individuals. She's offering you permission to rest without guilt. All right, for your challenges with the Hangman in the upright. Now, here's where it might feel tricky because the Hangman suggests that you're in a period of suspension or delay. And that might clash with your desire to do. But this isn't punishment. Spirit says this pause is intentional. It's about shifting your perspective before you make your next move. Some of you are being called to surrender a belief or even a plan that isn't aligned anymore. And that's not easy. But clarity is coming through the stillness. Don't rush what needs to unfold. I'm also sensing someone in spirit who used to be very stubborn in life. Maybe a father. Oh my goodness. Or uncle figure coming through with a little laugh saying, you're not stuck. You're just rerouting. I've also got another earth sign coming in. This could be about a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn. I think that's the sign of the father or uncle coming in. They're not going to give me a sign that you'd have to like ask family, what's so-and-so's natal chart, what time and where, you know what I mean? This is going to be something that you should recognize quite easily. Somebody loves nectarines. All right, for your finances and that Four of Swords in reverse. That reversed Four of Swords. So in the financial realm, this card could cue you to slow down and check in. The reverse Four of Swords tells me that you may be burned out or heading there, especially if money stress is keeping you up at night. Spirit is saying exhaustion won't get you ahead. It might be time to pause, rework a budget. Somebody's name is Sam. Sam. Sam is here to talk about having released addictions. So it might be time to consider asking for help. There's no shame in recalibrating if you're pushing yourself to keep up financially without taking time to rest or reflect. It could backfire. Take a beat. You'll make smarter choices from a rested place for romance. And that Three of Cups upright, that is so nice. But, you know, I said here they come again. Somebody's coming in again. I don't mean somebody in spirit. I mean like somebody from your past. Oh my goodness. I don't think you want this. So this is where things lighten up a bit. The Three of Cups in romance spot, that's a good vibe. It could be celebration, reconnection, or just sweet moments shared with someone you care about. If you're single, this card could suggest meeting someone through friends or a social event, or even rekindling a spark with someone familiar, if you want that. If you're in a relationship, it's a reminder to bring back the joy. Ooh, too many. Message about money is coming in too. Better news after no news. Laughter is love's medicine right now. I feel a playful energy from spirit encouraging you to enjoy yourself, not overanalyze everything. Let the heart breathe. For your solutions and guidance with that Ten of Pentacles in the upright, this is such a Taurus soul card. Legacy, stability, roots. Spirit is saying think long-term, not just short-term survival. The solution to your challenges this week may lie in reconnecting with your sense of purpose or future vision. What are you building toward? Who are you building it with? There may be family support, ancestral wisdom, or even spiritual guidance available to help you ground and grow. Here we go. I'm also sensing that a past elder, perhaps a grandfather figure, is watching over your material world, helping to guide you through financial or home-based decisions. Taurus, you are not alone in this. So, Taurus, this week is about managing your energy wisely. You're balancing a lot, maybe too much. And, oh my goodness, I'll tell you about that in a minute. And while there's momentum available, Spirit is asking you to pause, realign, and remember what matters. Financially, take a breath and don't push through exhaustion. Your clarity depends on your rest. In love, there's sweetness and fun available, so lean into it. And overall, you're building something lasting, even if it doesn't feel that way every day. Spirit says this isn't a sprint. It's a sacred unfolding. Give yourself permission to slow down and trust the process. So with my oohs and ahs here, I've got the Nine of Cups in reverse. You won't see that on your screen because this is just what is coming up as I shuffle to allow for the spirit realm, if you will. With that card in reverse, I think that something that you hope will resolve itself and bring you a sense of peace in your emotional state is not going to come exactly the way you think. And the way I feel is because we also get that Three of Swords. I feel, and the cards are just falling out. So I've got a Three of Swords upright, and I think your heart is broken about a situation that really isn't about you. I think it's about family and someone around you. So with that said, I need you to take good care of yourself and remember to watch your physical and emotional well-being. All right? Make sure to pray. There's somebody else here, and I don't want to stop this recording without giving it some mail. You're going to need to find that peace and serenity within yourself because there could be arguments. I've got the Star card upright, which is lovely. It's almost a dichotomy when I see this Knight of Swords. So there could be news coming in. It doesn't have to be an argument, but it sure does feel argumentative to me. So this gentleman, let's see. We're going to give him a second. I just feel terrible about stopping without allowing. They can always stay for a little while afterward. I don't mind. They can stay in the lounge. Who is this? I have to say, oh gosh, I just lost it. Hang on. This is the earth sign. This is another earth sign individual, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This person has been gone for a while, but still feels a little, you know, kind of like I didn't want to go yet. What's your name? This is Raymond. Raimundo. Raymond. Raymond liked to wear t-shirts and sweatshirts with beer logos on them. Beer logos. There's a connection to the beer, but he wants me to see the beer. He's wearing a sweatshirt, and that's a Heineken. All right. I'll see you in a second with your charms. I love you guys.
Ma telefono elettronica.
All right, Taurus. We've got the treasure chest open. I'm going to just... There's so much. All right. We're not looking. This reminds me of going to the dental office where my mother spent so much of her time. All right. Close my eyes. What do we have? Oh, okay. This is an hourglass charm. Oh. There's so much happening in here. But I'm such a pirate that it must needs be this way. All right. Oh, we have a cross pendant. Okay. Oh. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Ow. Ah. We have a glass syringe. Okay. With this hourglass, now I don't just read the contents of this pirate treasure chest with the items intended to be read as they are. I have also other reasons why I read them certain ways. So this hourglass tells me that, oh my gosh, somebody here is going to really feel this about a relationship. So just take it slow. For some of you in a relationship, you always hoped that if you turned the hourglass over and over, that other person would either come around or make it better or come back at all. And, you know, as I hold it in my hand, the sand in the glass, I can't even tell what color. That sand might be purple. This is one of the fairy tale charms that you can pick up, or many, many years ago, I picked it up over at Hobby Lobby. Is that purple sand? As I held it in my hand, the sand was running out. So for those of you that this will resonate, sometimes we just have to see it as having been a beautiful moment in time. And we can fool ourselves, and I'm going to turn it over and watch the sand run right back out, right back down. And if I turn it again, I suppose I could spend all of my time doing this. And if it were me, I would look at this and think, my goodness, I could expend so much energy just turning it over and over, or waiting for somebody who obviously is not on the same journey as I am. Or I could do something different. All right, we'll sum it up too, okay? For others, this just means that you're feeling impatient about a situation to change. You want something to change. It must be something of great importance to you, because we also have the cross. The cross can symbolize what we know as Christians, or those who recognize Christian symbols as sometimes painful, a reminder of the ultimate sacrifice for others. But it does symbolize suffering, doesn't it? So, that hourglass and this suffering could tell me that this maybe it's been a loop. And I can't help but state the obvious, that with this tiny syringe, there is suffering that is associated with overindulgence of some kind. I don't think it's food. I think that this is actual drugs. I suppose it could also indicate alcohol or any other substances. I really don't feel this is about food, though. I mean, like substances that, if they are overindulged in, can cause lots of problems. And I don't like it when anybody points out another and says, oh, well, that drug addict, or, oh, that alcoholic, because unless you understand what's going on with that person, you only see, I've known a lot of, funny people that, for what it's worth, we're just, having a really good time. And I've known some of those very funny people that also took it way too far. And then I don't want to say the name because this will indicate a part of, my high school years, and I don't want to embarrass anybody, but, I'm going to quote South Park and say there's a time and place for everything, and it's called college. But let's go back to what this means, because I think you know where I'm going with this. There's the happy hour, and then there is the brokenness of a spirit, the kind that's here on earth with us. So for some of you, I really feel that you are suffering watching all this time pass while someone you really care about is very much addicted. And, I want to say the name, the word heroin, the term, the drug, could be somebody that's very addicted to an intravenous kind of escape. For others, it's going to resonate with alcohol. But there's just no getting around this syringe. The cross isn't just about the suffering we experience, but it's the suffering we experience watching the person who is in the throes of an addiction. I suppose the addiction could be pornography. It could be something very destructive in a monogamous relationship. I think that you fear that time is running out for this person. But what I want you to know is the cross also reminds us to pray. And obviously, this isn't going to mean a whole lot to people who have no spiritual inclination. I feel really sorry for you if you don't. I have known an atheist or two, and I'm not saying that that's one thing or another. But I will say they always found Jesus when they were desperate. How different is that from a person who's suffering some kind of an addiction? For those of you that are struggling watching someone else, now this could be you. You need to pray. That's what I would suggest. Ask Jesus to help you. But don't just ask him to help you. Ask him to help you understand why you're doing what you do, and you may already know. And the next person may already know why they're doing what they do. But there's a big difference between knowing why you're doing what you're doing and being able to stop that. Sometimes it requires completely removing oneself from anything that provokes this. The most important thing is action. Now, you can't force someone else to get help, but you can encourage them. Take good care. I love you.